to do this. There is, as you can imagine, and I know it's happening in Israel as well. There's a lot of confusion around what to do this Simchat Torah. It's it's officially a festival of joy, and it's a time when we celebrate something which we hold near and dear to us. But at the same time, for many people, it's the first Yotzai, especially in Israel. It's the Yotzai of the 1,200 or more that were killed, and I feel like I'm unqualified to answer that question, but you are qualified to answer that question, and I genuinely want to know, what are your feelings and what are your thoughts, both of you, really. What are your feelings and what are your thoughts around what should we be doing and how should we be feeling this Simchas Torah?
I knew what my personal opinion was, and I spoke to parents whose children's yahrzeit is on Simchat Torah to make sure it's okay with them with what I felt. Meaning, if I want to dance, I wanted to speak to my friend Dina Gedalia, mother of the soldier Yosef Malachi Gedalia, to make sure, is it going to be offensive and hurtful to her if I dance on Simchat Torah? Is she going to think I'm not being sensitive if I say that I want to dance? So I had to speak to certain mothers to make sure it's okay with them, because I wanted their permission, because again, it's not Binyamin's yahrzeit. And those are the people that are literally having a yahrzeit that day. So I did speak to them. And in addition to speaking, I just now, literally, we left an event of families, of bereaved families. So pretty much anybody that was there, if they weren't a donor, it was because they were there as a family who lost a soldier or somebody at the Nova Festival. And the general consensus was really the same. Everybody was talking the same thing. Rabbi Yemima Mizrahi said the same thing. We are all very, very much of the opinion of it is Simchat Torah, and we are celebrating the Torah. We are celebrating dancing. We are celebrating with excitement, with pain. And I'm sure we'll also be crying. And I'm sure we'll also have, it'll be intense, but everybody feels that we'll be dancing and celebrating the fact that we have a Torah. This is our truth. This is our connection to God that we have, and we are only given. It's only like Hashem chose us, and this is ours, and we're celebrating that. It was something that I had written, but we don't know what we're going to be like that day. We don't know, will we start crying? Will we ultimately channel all of our pain that we've been feeling into celebrating the moment? I really hope so, but we don't know. We don't know what we're going to actually be like until we're there. That's something I could tell you as a mother. You never know when you're going to start crying. You never know what's going to trigger. So, from Shlomo Katz, I started sharing. Shlomo Katz's beautiful idea is just show up. I'm not going to get into the whole piece, but he says, we just have to show up to Simchat Torah. We're going to hold the Torah. What will be afterwards? We don't know. What's going to be, what our emotions going to come out? We don't know. But we just have to show up to Simchat Torah, have the dancing. And what are we going to feel inside? It's really impossible to say. I really, really am still holding on to Hashem as he has done before Rosh Hashanah, and again Yom Kippur, and again the first day of Chag, of Sukkot. Hashem is making it very, very clear, his bigger plan. And we had the rockets erev Rosh Hashanah. We had Sinwar killed on the first day of Chag. Through all the difficulties and all the pain, he's letting us know very clearly he's sending us hugs and kisses. So I'm hoping that he will again make it very, very obvious, the most obvious it's ever been before Simchat Torah, of that, letting us know, guys, you're gonna dance like you've never danced before. You're gonna party like you've never partied before. So that's just my tefillah going into Simchat Torah. But as another piece, first of all, I remember even a few weeks ago, talking to Rav Shmuel Eliyahu and asking him, what's going to be? Like, what are we going to do? He's like, well, of course, we're gonna dance. We're going to be besimcha. all our enemies, they want us to be sad. That's losing the war. The winning is to be joyous. The winning is to like realize that we are winning this. We have destroyed enemies nonstop. Somebody, Yamima Mizrahi, just said today, you know what nes means? Miracle? Nes nun samech Nasrallah Sinwar. The two enemies that wanted to destroy us, yalla, we show them that we got it. But this is literally the miracles that we're witnessing. And so we have so much reason to celebrate, Rav Shmuel says. Yes, with atzvut, but with a total joy. But he said, like Rabbi Akiva also, as you know, was in all the destruction, he's laughing because he saw the fox, as you know the story, but he sees the fox and he knows that in the destruction there's also the nevuot. If the prophecies are coming true about destruction, the prophecies that the fox is in, the prophecy of rebuilding will also be true, and that was comfort to Rabbi Akiva, and that's why he can laugh. And that's really Simchat Torah also, is this holiday of saying we're just holding on, and we're holding that Torah, we're holding on the rope, we're holding on to our lifeline, because we will also get to all the other nevuot that the whole Torah encompasses. Also, Torah talks about that we're going to have Brit Ben Abtarim, we're going to go down, we're going to have Galus, but we're also going to have Geulah. This is all in our Torah. This is nothing new. This is what we experience. And so, yes, we'll be carrying pain, we'll be carrying joy, and we'll dance with it all at once, like we said in Kohelet, right? We just went through this, 8 spod, 8 rakod, a time for everything, or a time to hold both together. And so that's the plan. Our shul in particular, which I'm sure others are also doing, big practice Simchat Torah, where the whole shul is being part of doing a siyum on Tanakh, to be, I guess, like Mekabel Kol Torah Kula, taking, receiving the whole Torah. So that is one thing our community is doing. Also, different hakafot are dedicated, are honoring different people. So let's say, Rob will be, leading one hakafa as, soldiers, and there'll be other people who have been donating and doing so much of their energy, donating their energies and efforts and monies and whatever towards the war efforts, and another hakafa of honoring soldiers that are fighting now, meaning that it's been a focus like that in our shul in particular. But again, every shul is doing some things to mark the year as being different. But I really, whatever my tefillah is, that it's just going to be a year that it's going to be so obvious that we're just supposed to be dancing like crazy. But everybody feels the same. You should know. I think that this is an Israel thing, where in Israel, because I don't know if people outside of Israel could have these answers, but I know in Israel, Hadass Lowenstern, literally whoever I'm speaking to tonight, everybody is the same. Everybody is holding on to this being such a happy and simcha and dancing like a joyous holiday. In fact, Sivan Rahav, my ear tonight, was talking about how she spoke to the Gabayit of Be'eri, the lady in charge of the kibbutz, obviously, no, of the whatever, but of the community though, where obviously there were hundreds decimated there. And she said, we are going to dance on Simchat. This is a lady from Be'eri, from a non-religious kibbutz, and she says, we're going to dance. And you know why we're going to dance? She says, because it's Parshat Bereshit. We're starting again. We start fresh. We start from nothing, and we create something. And this is the atmosphere. This is even somebody from Be'eri is saying this. This is across the board. Everybody's. But again, I think that people think, like, I remember growing up and like, I don't know, dancing on Simchat Torah was about like people having l'chaims in the middle of, the middle of davening and frivolous. But I think the difference is people are ready and want a meaningful dancing, a very uplifting one, a very soulful one. And I hope that that's really what it will be, that once the singing starts, everyone's feet are really going to not touch the floor, physically. And there you go.
Firing that. That's very inspiring that she felt that way herself. As you said, it's not a religious kibbutz at all. But thank you,
Yeah.
thank you very much. Simchas Torah, Rob would appreciate this because he comes from here. But Simchas Torah in Anglo Jewry is already a difficult chag for people. They really
Yeah.
struggle to connect to what it is, and English people struggle with expressing themselves in general. So
Yeah, it's not dancing is not our strong point.
Yeah, it's not. So, and that's why I heard from you, Jenny. It's not just, as you say, dancing for the sake of dancing. There's something deeper going on. Pride in who we are, pride in what we represent, and pride in what we are able to give to the world. I think that's what keeps us going.